Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Shivamurthy. All of you know me already. I'm working at Dr. Chandrama Dayanand Sagar Medical College as Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacology. And when I wrote an article in Kannada on black fungus or mucormycosis, many of my friends requested me to write the same in English. And so I took time, and also in meanwhile I requested Dr. Venkatesh Murthy sir. He is there with me, and he is the professor and head of department of anesthesiology in our college, Dr. Chandrama Dayanand Sagar Medical College, near Arohalli, Ramnagar district. And we are working together and we keep discussing many things. And when I said that, there is a huge request from my friends regarding this black fungus in English, and then he kindly agreed. So thank you very much for sir, very much for coming and joining the program and also taking interest in writing an article in English and also coming up with the question and answers on various frequently asked questions, so that we are able to conduct this program today. And this is your program, but I am welcoming you again to this program. Please elaborate on all the questions what we have prepared today, and so that we may be able to educate more number of people, and they will be able to in turn educate more people, and then finally at least some lives of the patients may be saved. And we hope that nobody suffers from this dreaded disease. But hope that now let us get without wasting time. So we'll get into the discussion. Sir, I would like to ask you the first question. Sir, nowadays we are hearing more about this black fungus disease, or also called as mucormycosis, and it is also causing deaths, something like that. Like we are all hearing. So, especially this is happening with the patients who suffer from corona disease, and also those who recovered from that disease and finally succumbing to this mucormycosis. So, can you please elaborate a little bit on this and then help our viewers to understand
So
this?
what this mucormycosis or zygomycosis are also called as black fungus. What is there? It is one of the disease caused by species of fungus called mucormycetes. The spores of these mycoseeds are found in soil, air, over the skin of our body, and it grows exclusively over the rotten fruits, vegetables also, and even in bread also. So, in what happens in patients treated with corona, they in the end stage of the corona, that is when the patient is suffering from severe stage of corona, patient will be usually given high doses of corticosteroids, which increases the blood glucose level, and also a patient might have been suffered from diabetes, and also he may be having other comorbidities with him, like renal disease, liver disease, and like these things, and he may be taking corticosteroids for other diseases also, which increases the blood glucose level to such a high level, which gives a needles for these fungus to grow inside the body. So that's why these people suffer from mucormycosis.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. Sir, as you just mentioned, mucormycosis or this fungus is a one which is already growing on our body, and it is it is a commensal, and it is in relationship with us as a symbiotic relationship. And when there is a chance of using any steroids or higher chances of there is a growth of this fungus. So now, why is it so common in some people who are suffering from, or those who recovered from this corona disease, sir?
See, this corona actually acts as a risk factor for the growth of this fungus. Patients who are suffering from corona, they will be treated according to the stage of the disease. That is, the corona actually appears in four stages. That is asymptomatic stage, symptomatic, declining stage, and convalescent stage. patients usually who are suffering in the asymptomatic stage will not be treated with high doses of steroids or any other antibiotics like that. When these steroids and anti-inflammatory drugs and paracetamol and other antiviral drugs will be started in the second stage, that is symptomatic stage. Where the patient, if he proceeds to the declining stage, though there is no need for any other medication. Convalescent stage, as it is, patient is already cured of the disease and he is recovering completely for the disease. So the second stage of the corona disease is very dangerous. So that is one thing. When the patient is treated for this corona disease with high doses of steroids, there is always chance for the blood glucose level to go to such a high level that it forms a very good needle or culture media for the fungus to grow inside the body. That's why these people are more prone to get this viral infection.
Okay. So in a corona disease, there is a chance of use of high amount of steroids. So there is a chance of getting the fungus disease. So now, why we did not have any incidences of black fungus disease in the first wave? We are hearing more about this black fungus in this only second wave. So why do you think like this, or did we not had any incidences of this disease in the first wave?
In the first wave of the corona disease, the same mucormycosis might have occurred, happened in some of the people, but the number of people who have suffered may be very small, and the intensity of the disease that it has caused in these patients is very less. That's why you might not have recognized it. Mucormycosis cannot immediately appear like something from nothing. So it might have been present even in first stage also, which we might not have recognized.
Okay, you mean that very less number of patients
Yeah.
might have suffered, but it did not get so much of notice. Now we are hearing because so many people
Another
suffered.
thing is, in the second stage, most of the people who are suffering are diabetic patients, patients with other comorbidities who have undergone transplant surgeries, and patients suffering from cancer, renal disease, liver disease. Such patients, they are suffering from corona, which are more prone to get this fungal disease because of high dose of steroids and other things they use while treating this case.
Okay, sir. So more number of patients are getting treated in ICU, so that may be the another reason for getting this black fungus. So how are corona and mucormycosis are related to each other? What we are seeing is whenever there is a corona is there is a high chance of getting mucormycosis. Do you think that there is any huge amount of relationship between these two?
Actually, mucormycosis and corona are different diseases. Corona is caused by a virus, whereas this mucormycosis is caused by a fungus. There is no relation between these two. Fungus, that is mucormycosis, which is there on the body, over the skin and in the air and soil, it is waiting for the opportunity to enter the body and cause the disease. So a person who is suffering from corona disease and receiving high doses of steroids or being ventilated, and oxygen is given through humidifiers like that. There are chance for this humidifier having viral spores entering into the body, that is causing mucormycosis. There is no actual relation between these two. I see it is an opportunist. Virus gives a risk factor for this fungus to grow.
So you mean that it is just a chance? They are getting together and they are trying to create the problem, and maybe because a high amount of steroids and other drugs used, which are reducing the immunity of the person and which is increasing the chance of mucormycosis. I would like to ask you a question, like what kind of precautions we should take to prevent this black fungus disease?
See, this fungus which is causing black fungus disease or mucormycosis is an opportunistic pathogen which normally present in the environment and in the soil, air, everything, what I told you in the beginning itself. And we should not create an good culture from an good
Opportunity.
atmosphere, opportunity for this fungus to grow in the human body. That is to say, you have to keep your blood glucose level to the normal level, or minimum say up to 140 milligrams per 100 ml. And another thing is, if you are actually
Immunity should be,
if you
maintained.
are taking steroids, you should take it in such a way that it should not cause you any hyperglycemia inside, and you should take special precautions like using a standard face mask to prevent yourself from getting corona disease, which may help, lead you to go for higher treatment, which later causes so many side effects and go for your mucormycosis to happen in the body. And another thing is, as early as we have told earlier, you have to maintain social distancing, avoid crowding. All these things you have to follow in order to avoid both corona and from corona leading into
Black
mucormycosis.
So at the same time, one should ensure that if you are already debilitated or if there is any immunity reduction is there, so one should take care to avoid getting the fungal disease. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for that. And how does the black fungus spread from one person to person? Do you think that is it spreading from one person to person, or what is the method of getting the infection of this black fungus, especially in the ICU patients, sir? So why this is affecting mainly the ICU patients?
See, this mucormycosis does not spread from person to person. It is, as I told you earlier, it is a spore that is present in the soil and on the skin, entering in the body when the immunity is reduced or your blood glucose level is very high. So, in patients suffering from corona disease, whose oxygen saturation is below 90%, they are usually treated in the ICU, admitted and treated in the ICU with the supplementation of oxygen. If there are three types of supplementing the oxygen for these patients, one is by mask, another thing is non-invasive ventilation by CPAP and BPAP, and another thing is intubating the patient and putting him on the ventilator with mechanically ventilating the patient with oxygen. So if you are ventilating the patient, giving oxygen only with the mask, there is no chance for the mucormycosis to occur because it doesn't have any other routes to carry fungus into the body. But what happens in non-invasive ventilation and ventilated patients, we are supplying oxygen through a humidifier along with flow meter to control the amount of oxygen that is flowing into the patient. What water we are using in the humidifier to humidify the oxygen that is entering the patient may be contaminated, or it may be very old with growth of fungus inside this humidifier, which is indicated by either changing spots of blue coloration or greenish coloration or black coloration inside the humidifier. That indicates that there is already fungus growing inside the humidifier. Immediately you have to change that humidifier, clean it with and then sterilize it, use sterile water to reconnect it again to humidify oxygen. Another thing is, you may add a few drops of methylene blue to the water which you have changed, and this methylene blue prevents the growth of fungus inside the water. One more thing is, when you are ventilating the patient with BiPAP or CPAP or mechanically ventilating, there is a connection between the patient's mouth and the oxygen which you are supplying. At that level, you have to use HME filter, which filters the fungus entering in patient's body. This HME filter you have to change once in 24 hours or to the maximum once in 48 hours. That's how you can prevent mucormycosis.
Thank you very much, sir. Like these are very important messages, especially like if your patient is suffering from severe disease and they are in ICU. In that case, like staff of the ICU also need to take care to ensure that timely all the materials, especially like replaceable materials are used. They should be properly cleaned and also need to be replaced whenever they are supposed to. Standard operating procedures should be there and it should be taken care so that the patients does not get into this kind of disease. So now, sir, I would like to ask you, like we have been hearing about this black fungus disease. So what are the signs and symptoms of this disease, and how do we recognize this disease?
I think we have told these things in the earlier stage itself, where the earlier symptom is red coloration, reddish coloration of the nose tip and base of the eye, then immediately going in for blackening of this red spot, swelling of the face and formation of sinuses, and pain in the zygoma and the mandible, teeth, in the eye, protrusion of the eye, double vision. All these things, they all indicate that the patient disease is occurring and it is progressing very fast. Sometimes it progresses so fast that you may not be able to recognize it. By the time you recognize it, has already spread to the brain. When once it enters the brain, person there is no chance for that person to survive. It is 100% death only.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir. I think like as it is just said, like whenever there is a discharge in the nose with some blood and also swelling in and around the nose and also near the eyes, and if it is changing faster to get into the like from reddish to blackish, if it is turning, means there you have some signs of disease. So you need to take care and immediately report to your doctor, and if you are able to identify early and report to your doctor, there is a huge chance for you to save yourself. Sir, I heard that this disease is a very dangerous one. Means it's a very dreaded disease. Is it true? Like why is it so, sir?
See, it is definitely very fatal disease. Once it occurs, it has to be recognized very early and the treatment should start immediately. If the treatment is delayed for more than 24 hours, the chances of survival goes on decreasing. Because the spread of the disease is so high, within 48 hours, it may invade from the tip of your nose up to the brain. So we have to be very careful while recognizing and starting treatment immediately.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I think as sir just mentioned, it is a disease which progresses very fast within 24 to 48 hours. From nose to the brain it can spread, so one need to be very careful, and if it spreads to the brain, then there is a chance of like death, chance of death increases.
Death is certain.
Certain. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, like if now we understood like what is this disease, how to recognize, what it can do and all. Now like people must be very curious. They want to know like how to treat this disease. Can you please enlighten us about this?
See, there are two types of treatment for this mucormycosis. One is medical line of treatment, another is surgical line of treatment. Medical line of treatment you have to start immediately. That is at the first symptom of the disease. That is red coloration of the tip of your nose and the base of your eye, which is fast going to change to black color. That with pain in the nose, pain in the base of the eye, pain in the face. That is the indication that you are having this mucormycosis. Immediately you have to approach the doctor and start antifungal treatment. That is amphotericin B. There are two types of amphotericin B which is available. One is lyophilized and another is liposomal. Liposomal amphotericin B is a little bit costly but more effective. There are other combinations of drugs which are also being used in treating this mucormycosis. They are combination of amphotericin B lipid complex along with this liposomal amphotericin B plus echinocandins called like caspofungin, micafungin, and the amidofungin, etc. These combinations act better than amphotericin B itself. And another treatment is sometimes we may have to use hyperbaric oxygen, which sometimes they say this hyperbaric oxygen increases the white cells of our body, gets the strength to fight this fungus when you are given this hyperbaric oxygen.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. Sir, as sir said, just to summarize, there are two types of treatments are available. One is medical treatment, another is surgical treatment. And we are fortunate that it is not a new disease and treatments are already available. Like the way what we suffered from COVID, there was no treatment. We kept on experimenting, but at least this is not the case in black fungus. But it's a little bit serious disease. And as we understood that there is a treatment, people will be little bit more eager to know. So is this disease can be treated at home itself? Sir, is it possible that people can wait and watch and treat at home itself?
See, nobody can start his own medication for this mucormycosis at home, because mucormycosis is a very deadly disease which progresses very fast. Even before you recognize that you are suffering from mucormycosis, it might have spread to so many organs on the face, and it might have already started spreading to the base of your brain and some parenchymal cells in the brain also, which you may not be able to recognize immediately, and unnecessarily you may delay that. So this is such a simple thing, why should I take medication? I can wait for 1 or 2 days. Then in that case, what happens? The disease progresses so fast, you will be dead within 48 hours. That's why nobody should start self-medication for this mucormycosis.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, I think I would like to emphasize here to all my viewers that please never start the treatment on self basis at home, and immediately whenever you identify the first signs of the disease, please rush to the doctor. And we are not saying to frighten you. Please remember, we are trying to tell you the truth. Please go to your doctor whenever you find the first sign of the disease and
save your life.
Save your life. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, regarding this. And now, sir, what are the surgical treatments available for treating this black fungus disease? And I heard that a team of doctors need to work on this patient. Like why it is like that? What are all the different surgeries that can be done on this?
See, in mucormycosis, the fungus attacks so many organs over the face. One is nose and base of the nose, eyes, base of the eyeball itself, maxilla, mandible, teeth, base of the skull, frontal bone, even brain also. Depending on the organ which it has involved, the particular surgeon who is specialized in that, this thing has to intervene and do the surgery. Like say, if it has involved only tip of the nose, base of the nose and base of the eye, ENT surgeon will do the surgery. If the disease has already progressed to the maxilla, mandible or teeth and even zygoma, the eye socket fully, then facial-maxillary surgeon will interfere and do the surgery. If the disease has spread to the frontal bone and base of the skull, and even it has spread to the brain, then this plastic surgeon, neurosurgeon will do the surgery. If the reconstructive surgery is needed and the patient survives with need of plastic surgery, then plastic surgeon will intervene and do any constructive surgeries that are needed.
Thank you very much, sir. So now I think my viewers might have already understood. So there will be multiple number of surgeries need to be done on the same patient, and
patient may have to come so many times for surgery if he survives, and if he needs to reconstruct his face as he was earlier also.
Okay. So I think this emphasizes the importance of the surgical treatment, and also so many doctors need to work together as a team. And now I would like to understand, sir, this amphotericin B, I heard that it is having so many adverse events. Can you please enlighten us about the adverse events of this amphotericin B, and then how do we prevent the adverse events of this
See, this
amphotericin B?
amphotericin B is a very good drug against fungal diseases. So, though it is such a very good disease, it has got such a bad side effects also, like say anaphylaxis, causing hypotension, chills, rigors, the vomiting, and also sometimes causes renal failure, sometimes hypokalemia, hypomagnesemia, and cardiac dysrhythmias may occur, and cardiac arrest may occur. Sometimes patient goes into coma also. These are side effects. But if you start amphotericin B, before that, if you give non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like diphenhydramine plus paracetamol and other drugs, there is chance for less intensity of this side effect. And also, because this drug amphotericin B is given intravenously, there is already an intravenous cannula that is present in the body. So, before giving amphotericin B, you can give 500 ml to 1000 ml of normal saline and then give amphotericin B. This reduces the chances of side effects caused by amphotericin B.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, what is what is the prognosis of this black fungus disease, sir? Now I heard that so many things can happen with this disease. Can you please help us to understand at which stage we can save the patients and to what extent?
See, initially, if the disease is recognized and the disease is confined to only nose and base of the nose and base of the eye, when you remove these parts surgically, there is a good chance of patient surviving. Mortality in this stage is only about 30%. If the disease has progressed to the frontal bone, maxilla, mandible, zygoma, and other things, the chances are a little meager. That is, the death percentage is around say 70%, say 50 to 70%. If it has involved frontal bone and base of the skull like that, including eyeball, everything, the chance of survival is only very meager and the death rate is up to 80 to 85%. If the disease has already progressed and enters the brain, chances of survival is zero.
Okay.
Death is certain.
So it's very unfortunate to hear so many things, but it is true, unfortunately. So now we have come to the end of the discussion almost. Now I would like to request sir, please help us how we can end this corona wave 1, 2, 3 or whatever it is going to come in the future. So how can we save our patients from getting into this cycle? So what is your advice to our patients?
My advice is same as we are told in the first cycle. What we have to follow is close your mouth and nose completely with a standard mask. Create an airtight seal between your mask and the skin and breathe through your mask only. See that your mask will not get wet. That gives a chance for this fungus to grow inside the mask. Don't use cloth mask, that is cotton mask or silk and other things which are prone to get wet and give a chance for this fungus to grow inside it, which leads to mucormycosis or some other disease. And the fancy of these people are to wear this mask over the chin, over the neck, over the forehead and back. This is only their fancy. That will not help you anything. That's not the way to wear it. Do you understand? Another thing is you have to
All these things should not
be done. And another thing is you have to keep personal distance. Social distancing from person to person, minimum 4 to 6 feet. Then avoid crowding. Avoid going to the mall, cinema halls, and other marriage parties like that, where you have got more chance of acquiring the disease from person who is suffering from corona disease who has come to that party and who is not following standard protocols and is spreading the disease to all other people. So avoid it. Stay home, stay safe, and stay alive. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir. I think we have come to the end of the program, and this is mainly to educate the people, and we have tried our best to get the best information, and hope that this helps and saves as many people as possible. And please do watch for black fungus and stay away as early as identify as early as possible and save yourself and report to the doctor. Never do any self medication and don't wait at home till the disease progress to the next level.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Good night.